everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I am finally reviewing some new markers. I have these Kaisercraft alcohol-based markers and we're going to test them out today and see if they compare to my, fancy COPICS. Now these are actually fairly affordable. It is for a 60 pack, $63.99, which is Australian dollars by the way, and that works out pretty good. It is a tiny bit over $1 per marker, so I'm really interested to see how these compare to my markers that are like $7 to $10 per marker. Now these actually belong to my partner Jesse. I actually bought them for him because he is doing some coloring in stuff, but I also wanted to test them out myself, so it's a bit of a win-win there. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So here is what the barrel looks like, and to be honest, it looks very similar to the Montmartre ones, which I tested previously on my channel. And first thing I noticed is the cap is a little bit difficult to pull off on the fine point end, but on the chisel end it is pretty easy to pull off. So hopefully with some use that will be a little bit easier, because it would be kind of annoying just to have to yank these caps off, but that's not really an issue. I'm just being a little bit picky there. Now, of course, when testing out an art supply, you know what I'm about to do, because you can see it on the screen there, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I have to do a sketch just to test out all of these colors and see what they look like, because sometimes the color down on the paper can look different to what the caps are. So I wanted to test that and see if, they sort of compare. And I think the colors look pretty good. They are very nice and vibrant, and we do have a few pale pastel colors here, as you can see. Now I kind of wish there was more options for purple. As you can see, there are a few purples there, but most of them, other than one, is more on the pinky side. I would say it's like, borderline pink purple, but light violet there, which is actually a kind of dark violet color, I don't know why they named it that, is pretty much the only purpley purple in the set. But I still like all of the colors really much, especially that vivid purple color. It's a really nice saturated color, and it just looks so pretty on the paper as well. Another thing I will mention, I'm not sure if this is all of the kits or if it's just mine that maybe some of them were misprinted, but I'm going to mention it anyways. A few of the warm grays actually look cool gray, and a few of the cool grays actually look warm gray, which is really interesting. It's funny because the cap still matches the color of the pen. It's just that the text on there says warm gray when it's clearly a bluey gray color. And of course I'm still gonna swatch that Colorless Blender, because why not? I actually really like that they included a Colorless Blender in this kit, because oftentimes you will find that they won't, because then you get more colors that way. But a Colorless Blender is actually very useful when you're working with alcohol-based markers, so I appreciate that they included that. So now it is time to take those colors and put them on the paper in the shape of an artwork, because I still have to test these out pretty well, and I was very excited to see how that they would work in an artwork. Now the paper I'm using today is just some of my J Burrows cardstock. It's pretty much identical to the Express It blending card, and I really love this paper. It is great for markers. And the inking pen that I'm actually using at the moment is one of my Montmartre graphic fine liners. I actually really like these. They're quite similar to the COPIC multi-liners, and they work pretty well for, alcohol-based markers. They're also on the more affordable side of the spectrum of art supplies, so I thought I would use these because, we're sort of testing a COPIC alternative here, so it makes sense that I would use a sort of COPIC multi-liner alternative with it as well. Now I don't know if Kaisercraft sell graphic fine liners. They probably do, but I didn't see them at the store that I bought them, so So anyways, for the art today, I had a little idea that I wanted to draw out, and it actually turned out pretty cute, and I am quite happy with it. Now the story behind this artwork is basically, if I am sad or, just not feeling the best, I have these little characters that always end up making me feel better. So we have some little Animal Crossing and Pokemon characters sort of surrounding me, and they've got their little paws, comforting me. And yeah, I just thought it was a little cute piece of art that depicts how much these little characters mean to me. We're going wholesome today, boys. Now the first part I decided to color in today was the hair, mainly because I really love coloring in hair with alcohol-based markers. I just find it really fun and satisfying, especially when you can get some really nice blends but some really soft highlights. I think it's pretty good. Now the first and only drawback that I see at the moment with these markers is that there is no brush pen, which is absolutely fine because, to be honest, the brush nibs are kind of expensive to make, and you know, Copic does it best. It would have been nice to see another affordable art supply brand, you know, try at the brush pen, but overall that's not a big issue, and you can get some nice blends with the chisel and the bullet nib. It just means I can't really do my flicking motion when I blend hair, so there you go. Now I'm adding in some pink on the hair because I have actually recently dyed a portion of my hair pink, so of course I wanted to keep it true to the original, and also I really want to make this really colorful. So for the skin, we have this really nice pastel peach color, but I decided to mix a few colors in with that just to get a little bit better of a skin tone. So I actually used the tip to tip method where you touch the tips together, and I did that with the Colorless Blender so that I could lighten some of the colors, and I also layered a little bit of blush over the top with that as well, just to get a nice soft skin tone. And this is a great method that you can use to change the colors of some of your markers temporarily, and it is a great option when you're limited with colors as well. So now that I have got the hair and the skin tone of me down, I have moved on to the Pokemon, and as you can see, the pink layers really nicely on the Mew, and after like maybe the second coat, it was very smooth, and I really like the way that these markers, you know, they have really nice coverage just like Copics, and if you do a few layers, it can look pretty smooth and nice, which is good because honestly, I have tested a few alcohol-based markers that kind of end up a little bit patchy even if you layer a bunch of markers over the top of each other. So I'm happy to say that these markers aren't like that, and you can get some really nice smooth blends. Also, I want to mention when using these, the markers felt really nice and juicy, and I would draw it down and it would really sort of wet the paper really nicely. So this does give me the hint that there is quite a bit of ink in these markers as well, which is really good because even sometimes with Copics, when I've bought brand new markers, they don't feel as juicy, and I wonder if that's because like people are testing them in the art store before I buy them. Maybe, who knows. But yeah, I just wanted to say that these felt really nice and juicy as well, so that is good. But yeah, I mentioned that I bought these for my partner. Now he actually does some live streams where he colors in a Pokemon coloring book with these, so if you want to check that out, I will actually leave a link in the description for that because his streams are actually really fun, and if you want to see these markers being used even more, why not? Now one thing I actually decided to do was leave the shirt and the pants that I'm wearing in this illustration at the end because I wanted to see how all of the colors of these characters worked, and you know, I wanted to pick a color that wasn't already in there so that I could try and, you know, use as many colors as I can in this illustration. And I think it works pretty nicely, and all of the colors sort of fit together, and it doesn't look too rainbow, but it is quite colorful. Now I actually wanted to color it in the background with this vivid purple color here, which I'm just gonna say is pink because honestly it looks pink to me. It's a pinky purple. And I just filled in the page, and I just did one layer because I didn't want to layer it up too much. You can if you want, you know, to get this nice and smooth, which it will definitely be, but I didn't mind too much. I kind of like that sort of streaky look. And after this, I added in some hearts over the top and added a nice purple border just to finish off this illustration. And yeah, this was super fun to make. Now, bottom line for these markers, I really like them. They are an absolutely great Copic alternative if you're looking for something like that. They feel quite similar to the Copic original, and I really like the triangular shaped barrel as well. It is quite comfortable to hold in the hand. So anyways, please let me know in the comments below if you've tried out these markers and if there's any other Copic alternatives you guys are interested in seeing me test. I really like the results of this artwork and I hope you like it too. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Please hit that like and subscribe button and stay safe as well. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye everyone.